So you're looking to really get to the heart of things, right? Cut through all the noise.
Yeah, get properly informed quickly without, spending ages digging for it yourself.
Exactly. That's what we're doing today. We're diving deep into something pretty fundamental, the emergency fund. It's a bedrock of financial security.
Precisely. We've looked at, a bunch of sources, financial advice, some surprising stats, actually, all to boil it down for you.
Okay.
Our mission today, make it crystal clear what an emergency fund actually is, why you absolutely need one, how much you should realistically aim for.
And the big one, how do you actually start building it?
Yeah.
Especially if money's tight.
Yeah, the practical steps. That's key. Because let's be honest, life, it throws curveballs, doesn't it?
It really does. It's not if something unexpected happens, it's kind of when. Could be your car just dying on you, or, the water heater explodes, things like that.
Or a pet emergency. I read one source mentioning a dog swallowing something. It shouldn't have expensive vet bills right there.
Oh.
And the big one, obviously, losing your job or having your income cut unexpectedly.
And the scary thing is, the data shows a lot of people aren't really prepared. I saw that bank rate survey figure. Almost 57% of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency.
Yeah, with savings. Think about that. Just $1,000 could throw a lot of households into real trouble.
It's sobering, but that's where this whole emergency fund thing comes in, right? It's proactive.
Exactly. It's like financial armor.
I like that, financial armor. And I saw this quote, it really stuck with me. An emergency fund turns a crisis into an inconvenience.
That's powerful, isn't it? It perfectly sums it up.
Yeah, it shifts things. You feel less vulnerable, more resilient.
That's the core idea. You're not trying to predict the future. You can't. You're just preparing yourself to, weather the storm when it inevitably comes. Gives you options, control.
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks then. What exactly are we talking about when we say emergency fund? Define it for us.
Okay, simply put, it's a stash of cash. Money you've set aside, kept somewhere easy to get to, specifically for unexpected, necessary expenses.
Necessary, that's the key word.
Right. Like sudden medical bills your insurance doesn't fully cover.
Yeah.
Or essential car repairs. You need the car to get to work.
Right.
Or maybe, sadly, you need to travel suddenly for a family crisis. Or, as we mentioned, cover your bills if you lose your income for a bit.
Got it. So, crucially, what is it not for?
Yeah, good point. It's definitely not your vacation fund.
Right.
Not for buying a new couch, however nice it is. Not for impulse buys just because something's on sale.
So no concert tickets then?
Probably not, no. Its purpose is really specific. Protection from genuine financial shocks.
Okay. And you mentioned easily accessible?
Absolutely critical.
Yeah.
Needs to be liquid and separate. Keep it away from your everyday checking account so you're not tempted to just dip in.
Like a fire extinguisher in the kitchen?
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
You hope you never need it, but boy, are you glad it's there if a fire breaks out.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, we get the why and the what. The big question now is how much? How much should you actually save?
Right. The standard rule of thumb you hear everywhere is 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses.
3 to 6 months. Okay, but essential, what does that actually include? Like day to day?
Essentials are your non-negotiables. Your absolute must-pays to keep afloat. So rent or mortgage.
Yep.
Utilities got to keep the lights on. Basic groceries, not fancy meals out. Insurance premiums, car, health, whatever you have.
Okay.
Transportation costs, basically what you need to spend to get to work or set places. And minimum payments on any debts you have. Just the bare bones.
Okay, let's try to paint a picture. If someone's essential monthly bills add up to, say, $2,500 a month,
right,
then that 3 to 6 month goal is what, $7,500 to $15,000?
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, I can see how that number might feel intimidating, like a mountain to climb for a lot of people.
It really can. And that's why it's so important to stress that's the goal, the destination, not necessarily where you start.
Right. Don't let the big number stop you from starting small.
Absolutely. The most crucial thing is just to begin. Aim for a smaller first target, maybe $500 or $1,000.
Yeah.
Get that first win. Build momentum. Because honestly, even having a few $100s set aside puts you way ahead of someone with nothing. It can handle those smaller bumps.
That helps frame it. It's a spectrum, not all or nothing. Every little bit helps.
Precisely. Small steps make a huge difference over time.
Okay, so you've convinced us to start saving. Where's the best place to actually put this money?
Good question. The top priorities here are safety and accessibility. You need it safe, and you need to get it reasonably fast when an emergency hits.
So not under the mattress.
Probably not the best, no. You're missing out on potential interest. and it's not the safest. The leading options are things like high-yield savings accounts, HYSAs.
Ah, yes, I've heard of those. They pay more interest, right?
Generally, yes. Much better than traditional savings accounts usually.
Yeah.
And you can still access the money pretty quickly, typically within a couple of business days. No penalties.
Okay, what else?
Money market accounts are another solid choice. Very similar to HYSAs, sometimes they even let you write a limited number of checks or give you a debit card.
Handy.
And look, even a standard savings account at your bank is okay if it's easily accessible and doesn't have weird fees or withdrawal limits that could trip you up in an emergency. The interest might be lower, though.
So the theme is safe, accessible, maybe earn a little interest if possible.
Exactly, which leads to what you shouldn't do.
Which is tempting, though, it might be.
Don't put your emergency fund in the stock market.
Right. Too risky, could lose value when you need it.
Precisely. And avoid things like long-term CDs, certificates of deposit. You lock your money away for a set period, and if you need it early, you usually pay a penalty.
Defeats the purpose of quick access.
Totally. Your emergency fund needs to be stable and liquid. Safety and accessibility trump chasing higher returns here. It's got to be there whole when that unexpected thing happens.
Okay, that's super clear. Now, let's tackle something I know is on people's minds. How on earth do you save for this if your budget is already, stretched super thin, living paycheck to paycheck?
Yeah.
It feels impossible sometimes.
It's a very valid concern. It absolutely feels like a huge challenge. And yeah, it might take some creativity, some real effort, but it is doable.
Okay, how? Give us the practical stuff.
Well, first, go back to that mini fund idea. Don't focus on the $15,000 yet. Focus on getting, say, $500 saved. That alone can cover a lot of smaller, unexpected costs and feels much more achievable. Gives you momentum.
A psychological win, too.
Definitely. Second, automation is your friend. Seriously, even if it's just $10 or $20 a week, set up an automatic transfer from your checking to your emergency savings account.
Set it and forget it.
Exactly. Builds up consistently in the background without you having to think about it or make that decision every single week. It adds up surprisingly fast.
Okay, small goals, automation.
What else? Use windfalls wisely. Get a tax refund, a bonus, maybe a cash gift for your birthday. Don't just absorb it into regular spending. Commit to putting at least a portion of it straight into your emergency fund. That can give it a real boost.
Smart. Instead of just vanishing.
Yeah. Also, take a hard look at your spending. Can you cut just one thing? One subscription you don't use much? Eating out one less time a month? Brown bagging lunch a couple of days? Find that one thing and redirect that money.
Yeah, every little bit helps.
It does. And look around your home. Got old electronics, clothes you don't wear, furniture. Sell it.
Declutter and save.
Yeah. Turn that stuff into cash for your fund. And finally, consider a side hustle, if possible. Even a few hours a week, driving, pet sitting, freelancing online, whatever fits your skills and schedule. Earmark that extra income specifically for your emergency fund.
Those are all really concrete things people can actually do. It doesn't sound so overwhelming, broken down like that.
Exactly. It's about finding small, sustainable ways to chip away at it.
Okay, so we're building the fund. Now, discipline. We touched on what is an emergency, but let's be really clear. When is it okay to use this money, and when do you absolutely need to resist?
This is critical. Because it's tempting, right? The guideline I like is it urgent, unexpected, and necessary? It generally needs to tick all three boxes.
Urgent, unexpected, necessary.
Okay.
Give us some yes examples.
Okay, yes. You lose your job or your hours get drastically cut. Big yes.
Right, income replacement.
Yes. Your car breaks down and needs an immediate essential repair so you can actually get to work or, function.
Can't avoid that.
Yes. A sudden, serious medical issue pops up with big out-of-pocket costs. Yes. A true family crisis requires you to travel unexpectedly, like for a funeral or to care for someone ill.
Okay.
And yes, unfortunately, emergency vet care. If your pet has a sudden, serious health problem, that often qualifies. It's necessary for many people.
Got it. Those all feel like genuine crises. So what are the definite no's? Where do people trip up?
Right. Big no. That amazing sale on the giant TV you've been wanting? Not an emergency.
Ha, okay.
No. Concert tickets for your favorite band, even if they're selling out fast.
Tempting, but no.
No. You just kind of overspent your fun money budget for the month and want to dip in for takeout. That's a budgeting issue, not an emergency.
So it requires honesty with yourself.
A lot of honesty and discipline. Stick to that urgent, unexpected, and necessary rule. It helps filter out the wants from the true needs.
Okay, so inevitably life happens. You do need to use the fund for one of those valid emergencies. It can feel like a setback seeing that balance drop What's the mindset? What do you do next?
First thing, don't feel guilty. Seriously, that's literally what it was there for. You used it correctly. You avoided expensive debt, probably. That's a win.
Good point. Celebrate avoiding debt.
Absolutely. Then the focus immediately shifts to rebuilding. Step 1, pause any non-essential spending you can, temporarily. Look at your budget again. Where can you trim just for a while to redirect money back into the fund?
Okay, tighten the belt a bit.
Yeah. Step 2, any windfalls coming up, tax refund season, a potential bonus. Make replenishing that fund the top priority for that money.
Get it back up faster.
Step 3, re-engage those micro-saving strategies. Automate again. Maybe even try to slightly increase the amount if you can.
Keep the momentum going.
And step 4, treat rebuilding your emergency fund like a bill. Make it a non-negotiable line item in your budget until it's back where you want it.
Like paying your rent, you just do it.
Pretty much. Prioritize it.
And it doesn't have to be refilled overnight, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you use $2,000, you don't need to find $2,000 next month.
Oh, definitely not. That's often unrealistic. The key is having a plan to rebuild it and consistently working that plan. Slow and steady is fine. Just keep moving in the right direction. And like I said, remember the victory. You navigated the emergency without resorting to credit cards or loans. That's huge.
It really is. This whole conversation, it's not just about the numbers, is it? There's a huge emotional component here, too.
Oh, absolutely. The psychological benefits are massive. Having that cushion, knowing it's there, it dramatically reduces financial stress and anxiety for many people.
I can imagine sleeping better at night.
For sure. It boosts your confidence in making other financial decisions too, because you know you have that safety net. It fundamentally shifts your mindset from like potential panic to a sense of control.
From reacting to crises to being prepared for bumps.
Exactly. It's like having a sturdy umbrella when you know rain is possible. You just feel more secure, more prepared for whatever comes. That peace of mind. You can't really put a price tag on it.
Yeah, that peace of mind is invaluable. Okay, as we kind of start to pull this together, what are some common mistakes people tend to make with emergency funds? Pitfalls to avoid.
Okay, common ones. Number 1, mixing it with your checking account. We mentioned this, but it bears repeating. Keep it separate. Too easy to spend it accidentally otherwise.
Out of sight, less tempted.
Pretty much. Number 2, using it for non-emergencies. Lack of discipline or, well, honesty about what constitutes a real emergency, that drains it unnecessarily. Number 3, getting paralyzed by the big goal. Feeling like, I can't save $15,000, so why bother starting? That inaction is a mistake. Start small.
Something is always better than nothing.
Always. Yeah. And number 4, keeping too much of it in physical cash at home. While maybe a tiny bit for immediate needs is okay for some, large amounts lose buying power to inflation and miss out on potential interest plus security risks.
Right. Better off in that high-yield savings account.
Generally, yes, for the bulk of it.
Okay, this has been super helpful, really practical, so let's distill it down. If someone listening wants to take action, like today, what are the absolute key steps?
All right, 5 concrete takeaways, things you can do right now. 1, open that separate savings account if you don't have one, preferably high yield. Label it emergency fund.
Make it official.
2, set that mini goal, $500, $1,000, whatever feels doable first. Write it down.
Got it.
3, automate, even $10 a week. Set up that automatic transfer today. Small amounts add up.
Consistency.
4, mentally earmark future windfalls or any side hustle cash. Decide now that a chunk of that will go straight to the fund.
Plan ahead.
And 5, commit to the rules. Use it only for true emergencies, urgent, unexpected, necessary. And if you use it, make refilling it a priority.
That's a fantastic, really clear roadmap. It makes it feel achievable.
That's the goal.
Because ultimately, this isn't just about money, is it? It's about, well, empowerment. Having options, having that control and peace of mind when life does its thing.
Exactly. It gives you breathing room, choices.
So wherever you are right now listening to this, maybe just take one of those steps today. Your future self will definitely thank you.
Indeed. And thanks for tuning in for this deep dive on such an important topic.
Yeah, thank you. And maybe just something to think about as you go about your day. What's that first realistic goal for you? Is it getting to $500? Maybe it's your first $1,000. Whatever it is, just starting is the win. Here's to building that safety net and facing the future with a bit more confidence.